Scorpio, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Scorpios, please. All right, so your energy, the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy. Okay, we see the Knight of Wands, your person, possibly Aries, Leo, Sag. All right, they're viewing you as the Three of Cups. What you're not seeing is the Moon in reverse, okay? And the final outcome advice here, we have the Page of Swords, okay? And we've got the Fool in reverse, okay? So some of my Scorpios, you're not so sure about taking a risk or taking a leap of faith here with this person. Some of you, I feel like there's third-party interference. Now, it feels like maybe you have other options or you're dealing with somebody else. This person knows that with the Three of Cups. Like they see somebody else around you or other people around you. Now, maybe they're just trying to figure out if you're single or not. But the Lovers in reverse is the shadow attributes or represents the shadow attributes of Gemini energy. And Gemini energy, when it's in its shadow, can be somebody who has like a lot of open tabs in the background, right? So maybe you are dating or talking to a lot of different people, or maybe you feel like you've kind of started a lot of different things. Now, it doesn't have to be in relationships. It can be you've got a lot going on with work. It's like with your living situation, your responsibilities, relationships, like it kind of feels like unfinished business, right? It can also be like you kind of feel like you have a lack of direction here. The Fool energy in reverse, I'm actually getting not so much that you feel foolish, but you're not really sure. You know, when we kind of feel overwhelmed because we've got a lot of open tabs or we have this lack of direction, everything becomes confusing. We become unsure about, making any sort of decision. Okay, so I kind of feel like that's the energy here, or you're just not so sure about this person in particular. I mean, you might be worried that they have third party around them, or you have other options here that you're exploring. Okay. All right, the Fool card. But there's a part of you that is ready for something new. You're ready for something fresh, Aries energy. And we get a lot of Aries energy coming out because we've just moved into Aries season. All right, now you're viewing this person as the Empress in reverse, Taurus and Libra energy. This is confirmation for me that you're seeing that there's clearly third party here. I don't know if it's on their end or on your end or both, right? But it feels like you see this person as an option, or you see this person as somebody who's dealing with other people, or like I said, one of your options. All right, Taurus and Libra energy there. You're viewing the relationship, Scorpio, as the Tower. Something that came in unexpectedly, something that happened, at an unexpected time or in an unexpected way. Again, you might be dealing with other people. Maybe you're not looking for a relationship, you're enjoying dating, but then boom, this has made some sort of major impact. All right. And we see the Four of Wands. This person, maybe, this you could have found out this person was married or in a higher level of commitment here, Scorpio. Okay, that's for some of you. For others of you, you're dealing with somebody else, or you also are dealing with other options. But for some of you, what I get is this person, they feel this soul contract. They feel this soul tie with you, Scorpio. All right, so this feels like a juicy Scorpio reading. Let's go ahead and see what the oracle cards have to say. A bright future ahead. There are no limits to what you can have. Believe in your dreams and success will follow. Okay, so that could just be a general message in your career, in your life, in your relationships. It can certainly also speak to this connection, this particular person. Wow, Scorpio, you're destined for greatness. It is your destiny to be great. It's coded in your DNA. It's time to meet your greater self. Okay? Some of my Scorpios too, third party, I was reading it as a romantic rival, but third parties can also be like your career. or your personal goals. Some of my Scorpios, you don't want to be taken off track. Some of you with the Fool card, you've bought a plane ticket to, spend, take a year off or take a few weeks off, and you don't want anything to sort of get in your way here. All right, but beautiful energy for you. A bright future ahead, and you're destined for greatness. Okay, just one moment. Okay, sorry, Scorpio, about that little pause there. All right, so let's see what comes through next. What else do my Scorpios need to know? All right, embrace your alone time. Learn to love your own company instead of expecting someone else to make you happy. Okay, so some of you, if you do feel like your energy is being pulled in a lot of different directions by different people and different responsibilities, it is so important, yours truly as a Scorpio moon, for Scorpio energy to go within, recalibrate, reset. All right, and I feel like Scorpios have no problem embracing your alone time. And in fact, you need to make sure that you do it as frequently as it feels right for you. All right, and we see unique gifts. So your greatest fulfillment in life will come when you discover your unique gifts. Develop and fine-tune your gifts so you may share them with the world. Okay, beautiful energy. I feel like now that we've heard what the oracle cards have to say for you, I feel like a lot of you, the third-party interference that I'm picking up on, obviously can be like other people, right? But I feel for a lot of you, you're really focused on your personal goals, on your success, on your career, on your glow up, on some sort of important trip, some sort of learning, some sort of development here. And that could be why you're feeling a little bit unsure about a relationship here or this particular person. Like, is it time? Will this pull me off track? Okay, will this, will this stunt my growth, or will this be something that's going to be really good for me? All right, so the Knight of Wands and the Three of Cups here tells me this person is passionate about you. They're attracted to you. Some of you, they're even trying to manifest you. And with the Three of Cups, it can be somebody that's around you in your community. So it could be a coworker, it could be a friend, it could be someone you see out and about, at the gym, at school. I don't know why I heard daycare, which is really weird. I don't know, some of you might take a child to daycare or work in daycare or something like that, or doggy daycare or something. That was a weird, very specific message that came through, and of course it's not going to be for most of you. All right, so the Knave of Wands, or the Knight of Wands here, this person wants to take a leap of faith towards you, okay? And we see the Chariot card in reverse, but something here is stopping them, Cancerian energy. Yeah, so there's some sort of third party stopping them. And again, they might know that you're really focused on your job. Maybe you don't give this person the time of day, or your creative projects. Some of you too, it could be gossip. The Three of Cups can be someone gossiping about you that doesn't want you two together, or doesn't want to see you two, have success here. It could be somebody who's pulling on their energy. Okay, they could be with somebody else even. All right, and we see the Two of Pentacles. So it does actually look like this third-party energy. It could be on both ends, but this person is kind of going back and forth about how to come towards you, and also feeling a little bit overwhelmed. But they're passionate about you, and they want to take this leap of faith, but I feel like they're not sure that they're going to have success. And again, I hate to be, I don't feel like I'm being vague, but the messages here is like, I feel there's a lot of noise around this connection. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, your energy being pulled in different directions, their energy being pulled in different directions. And again, this could be somebody that you always see and there are other people around, like at work or at the gym, or, they're in your friend group. So, everybody's always got an opinion, right? So the Three of Cups, you do bring this person joy, Scorpio. All right, and we see, Justice card. So the Four of Wands and the Justice card, this person definitely feels this strong soul contract with you. They feel like you would balance them out in the most harmonious ways, or this could be a really balanced, compatible connection. They want something long-term with you. The Justice card here also tells me, though, they might feel like you're acting a little bit, I don't want to say superficial, because it's not like you're superficial as in you only prioritize material things, but like they know that there's depth to you, but you never go deep with this person. you just maybe haven't had time, or like I said, there's always other people around or what have you. Yeah, and I mean, and remember, not to knock Librans or anything like that, but Libra is the only inanimate, so like non-living zodiac sign. Okay, not to say that Libras are non-living, but all other zodiac signs are represented by like a person, or a centaur or an animal. And Libra is an object. It's a cold steel object. And again, I'm not saying Libras are cold steel people or anything like that. But when the Justice card comes out, it's about being, like keeping things professional or keeping things platonic. So they may have a hard time reading you sometimes, Scorpio. All right, we see the Knight of Wands, but they see something in you that they see in themselves. You both have this passion for a journey, for travel, for empowerment, for up-leveling, for working out, like whatever it is. Like the Knight of Wands is a very active energy. So they may also know that you're kind of holding back from like going out, spending too much money because you might be saving up to buy a new home or to take this trip you've always wanted to take. So they see you being powerful and passionate, and I think there's a part of them that feels like you are, or you would be very attracted to them as well. And the Ten of Wands, but they also see you as overburdened, having a lot of responsibilities, right? Overburdened by the fact that maybe that they're in another relationship, or you are, or you have other options, or there's all this noise. So it definitely feels like, my Scorpios, you're really working towards something powerful, something meant to be for you. And here's this relationship that feels a little bit confusing. There's passion and attraction, but it's like you're not sure because like we can't see this person's face. So it's like, I don't know if you bury yourself in work or you are buried in work and responsibilities. So they might feel like you don't quite see them. And again, maybe they're with somebody else, Scorpio, and they know, okay, well, maybe Scorpio just absolutely won't have anything to do with me because of that, right? And there's nothing wrong in making that decision, right? Because you deserve to be number one, Scorpio. But we see the Four of Cups. So this person hasn't been making themselves particularly emotionally available to you because, again, things are up in the air for them, or they have other people around them, or there's been gossip. So it's an interesting reading here. All right, I can see if you're feeling confused, I can see why. Spirit's telling you to really focus on your own path, focus on your own game. All right, what else do we need to know? Okay, we see hero or heroine coming out in reverse, escapism and a false sense of heroism. Okay, so this person, it's like, I love when this card comes out in the upright because it's two people that are working towards the same goals. I don't know that you and this person are exactly on the same page. And let's just use the example, Scorpio, like you're ready to take a trip you've been planning for a long time. You're really excited. Maybe it's a solo trip or something like that. And you kind of don't want anybody to stop you from whatever this is, building a business, taking a trip, moving, like whatever. And I feel like your person may not be completely on the same page. And I think you're picking up on that. All right, now we do see child divine, so innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. Okay, so I mean, this person, obviously, they're not all bad, right? And for a lot of you, I don't see them being bad at all, but we do see like a false sense of heroism. Like this person may sometimes, I don't know if you kind of pick up on them, I don't know, kind of like talking shit a little bit, like sometimes saying things that you don't fully believe, or saying things more confidently than they should, or than they actually know. Okay, I could see that really kind of rubbing my Scorpios the wrong way, or, sending up some little flares, some little red flags there. All right, let's see how they're viewing Scorpio. How they're viewing you. We see the Prince energy, using power for self-aggrandizement. Now, I don't think that's the case. What I'm seeing is the Prince energy showing up in reverse is like the Knight of Cups in reverse. So they're not sure that you're that committed. I don't know how committed you truly are to this, to be honest, because I feel like you've got a lot going on. And you also have a bright future, and you're destined for greatness, and it feels like you're really focused on your path. That might be a little bit triggering for this person, Scorpio, because you're like not as invested. All right. And we see damsel, but they also sure as hell see a relationship with you, that you understand the nature of healthy romance and inspires you to rely on yourself. So you being very self-reliant, Scorpio. Okay. So they also know that you don't need anybody else. Like this energy here, learn to love your own company instead of expecting someone else to make you happy. It's like they know that you're not expecting them to make you happy. And that can be intimidating for others, especially people who haven't done the type of work that you've done, the inner work that you've done, or people who aren't as good at being self-sufficient as you are. All right. So I feel like you have this person really in their feels, Scorpio, but what we're not seeing is the moon in reverse. This person may be revealing some secrets to you, okay, or some secret feelings, like a secret admirer here. We see the Three of Swords in reverse, maybe why they've been holding back. Yeah, this person's been going through it. They may have been holding back because they've been really nervous, so they've been really anxious. They've been losing sleep over this. And we see the Queen of Cups. They want to make you a love offer, but I'm actually reading this as Scorpio energy. They're going to come clean and let you know they've been really, really stressing about this. All right, so we see the Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. So there's communication coming in, Scorpio. All right, the Sun card, it's going to clear everything up. For some of you, it might make you happy, but hang on, Pisces energy, hold back, look at all the details. All right, and we see the Two of Cups before you make a decision here. I think you see potential with this person, or you really like this person, but a lot of my Scorpios, you're not so sure about the stability of the connection, and you're not so sure you can trust this person. They're showing up as the Page of Cups in reverse because sometimes I feel like they might, write checks that they can't cash, right? I know that's such an old school phrase, like from the 80s or early 90s, like you're writing checks your body can't cash. But I kind of feel some of my Scorpios, you're picking up on this person's energy. So there's something that's giving you pause here. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. What else do my Scorpios need to know here? Yeah, you have options. And not just in love, but also it feels like there's a lot going on in your life, and that can feel a little bit overwhelming. All right, happy days ahead. All right, I don't know why I'm reading this as your energy. It's supposed to be their energy. So, but I do feel like it's true for you. Like you have options, but this person has options. They're hoping for happy days ahead here with you, Scorpio. They're obsessing. They're obsessing about you, stressing. They're going to tell you that. They're going to come in and let you know. And now or never, last chance. So they feel like they need to do this now. Okay. Addiction energy, again, it can be substances. It can be also things that people rely on as like coping mechanisms, ways of thinking and outdated beliefs and things like that. Just something that they kind of need to get out from under. Scorpio, to be honest, like the energy I'm picking up on here, and some of you may not want to hear this, and maybe others of you, it's just confirmation for you, but I kind of feel like this person isn't quite at your level. Okay, I just, I feel like the older sister there. That's the energy I'm getting. Like, I feel like they're not quite at your level. And I think that's something that you really need to watch and wait and see, if this is something you're going to entertain or not. All right, so we see meeting online. Some of you, it's an online connection. We see a night owl, they stay up late, and we see unfaithful. I definitely get this third party energy all over this reading. And some of you, that. Some of you, you're well aware of this third party. You may be tempted by this person. All right, you and this person are comfortable together. Again, you both show up as the Knight of Wands, so you have a lot of similarities. I'm sure you get along very well. There's attraction, but again, there's something here that feels a little bit off, right? And maybe a lot off. All right, so let's see what else we need to know here. What else do my Scorpios need to know? This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. Okay, so I'm reading like the true love energy. That might be the case. But for a lot of you, I do feel like there are real feelings. Let's put it that way between you and this person. Everything happens for a reason. I feel like there's a timing issue But remember, your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you unconditionally. So if you can say yes to all of those things, like, yes, this person loves me, they accept me, and they respect me unconditionally, there's, that's a big green light here. But working less will help strengthen your relationship. I feel a lot of my Scorpios, you're really focused on your own glow up. You're really focused on changing your financial situation, taking that trip you've always wanted to take, buying a home, paying off debt, like whatever it is, your own glow up, whether it's physical, emotional, financial. And I think that's a big question. Do you have time for this? And in particular, this person, this situation, because there is something here that feels like, I don't know, it could keep you a little bit stuck. All right, let's see what they want to say to you. All right, what do they want to say to you? What do they want to say to you? You speak to me through music. All right. You inspire me, that's for sure. I do think you inspire this person. And that's a beautiful thing, Scorpio, but you want to be careful why this person is attaching, right? Okay, and I'm not available. Yes, and we saw that with the Four of Cups. This person may not be 100% available or 100% available to give you what you need right now. And it feels like a lot of my Scorpios, you may not need a whole lot as far as like a relationship. Not to say that you can't have one or you don't deserve one or you're not ready for one, but I feel there's other stuff you're tending to be honest. What would this person like to say to my Scorpios that they may not be able to articulate? I feel badly for the way I treated you. You didn't deserve that. So they may have regret and remorse about something in the past. I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. Now, for others of you, you haven't had a connection with this person, so you want to play with the tenses here. This person might be worried they can't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. They can't give you what you deserve, or they can't do right by you. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer, but they do need to talk to you. They can't hold back much longer. But it's just kind of like, it's just, there's a little something here, Scorpio, which I'm sure you're picking up on. There's something you don't fully trust. Like, I don't know if this person sometimes exaggerates a little bit, or they act like they know things that they don't. But maybe you do, or you've learned through actual experience. I don't know. Kind of when somebody talks out their ass, I feel like you're probably picking up on that. Excuse my language. Their actions towards you in the next week or so, the Wheel of Fortune not coming towards you. Okay, Hierophant energy in reverse and the Sun in reverse. Hiding their feelings about a relationship, being a little bit detached. So in the next week, okay, they're in the process of trying to release burdens here. I think they're just trying to work up that strength and that courage to come towards you. They do want to make this, make an effort here with the Five of Swords, but they're also just going to be detached. And I feel like they're kind of hiding the fact that they know there are certain codes of conduct here that they need to change. This is a very interesting reading. All right, let's see. I'm not surprised, my Scorpios, you often do get interesting, very nuanced, a bit deeper readings. All right, let's see what Spirit's advice is for you. Let your ego down, but not your standards. Stay grounded. Bring your focus back to what's real and happening now and also on your path. Trust your pace. You're allowed to move slowly. Don't let anybody rush you or feel like, you have to move forward here. Okay, and choose calm over urgency. Urgency is not intuition. Choose calm over urgency. And let this teach you every experience offers refinement. But also don't fill the silence. I don't feel like, my Scorpios, you have a lot of time to do that either right now. Let others show you who they are. And I think you're getting a good idea of who this person is. All right, Scorpios, I'm going to leave it here. Sending you love and light. Take care.